We're going to do something a little different tonight.
Let's go.
What's up? What's up? What's up, insightful gang?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. I know it's been a minute since we have talked with y'all and dropped y'all some knowledge, but we're back. Life gets in the way, get busy and stuff, but we here, we here for another episode. So we didn't want y'all to be worried or nothing like that. But as y'all come in, as always, definitely make sure that you go ahead and like, subscribe to this video, subscribe to our channel. Basically just, let us know that you here and all of that and that you supporting us. And as always, for our new viewers and listeners, we always like to introduce ourselves. I am your girl Shnequia, aka S.
And I am your girl, Lakesha, aka L.
And together we are Insightful Conversations with SNL. And we are going to give you a really good episode as always. But before we even get started, want to check in with you, cuz. How's your week been going so far? What you been up to?
Busy. We are into probably the busiest season, time of the year for the program that I work for, which is Upward Bound. So we're preparing for all things Summer Academy, getting ready to welcome about 33 students to FSU's campus. So to say the least, we are winding down, to the point where they move in on campus. So like I said, just been some early mornings, late nights, but as always, it is worth it.
It's the early morning, late nights for me. Isn't that a Marsha Ambrosia
It is.
song? Okay, first Peter, where is she? She was laying down them hits back in the day,
She
we
was.
especially. Go
She
ahead.
wasn't really coming out. She hasn't really came out with anything lately, and it probably, like I said, just people just now just starting to kind of get back in the groove of everything that's been going on in the world with the pandemic and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but that album that song was on was busting. Like I have that album.
It was fire. It was.
Yeah.
I was a fan with her when she was with Floetry, but but even her solo stuff was hidden too.
Yes,
it was fire.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
And what about yourself, cuz?
Well, I have been having a great week so far. Last week I was sick. Had a little bit of a cold, so I was under the weather, but feeling much better now. Because I sounded a mess.
Yes.
During our planning meeting.
I'm glad that you feeling bad. You feeling better.
Yeah, Keisha was concerned. Yeah. I was too. So definitely feeling better. I was able to travel over the Memorial Day weekend to visit some friends in Florida, so I was really happy about that. Just some time to get away. But yeah, but I've been doing well.
Good.
All right. Well, without further ado, we can go ahead and get started with our episode. We always like to start off with what we call buzzworthy topics. So, Lakesha, what's been buzzworthy in your week?
I would probably say, if you have not been keeping up with media, whether that's television, it's social media and the likes, we've been having a lot of shootings and mass shootings going on around the country. From the elementary school shooting out in Texas, and things of that nature. You had the shooting at the grocery store up in Buffalo, and now more recently, on yesterday, the shooting that occurred at a clinic in Oklahoma, in which I want to say 2 physicians and one of the receptionists was killed by one of their patients. He was complaining of severe back pain. He had just recently had surgery. And they said that, he kept calling in particularly wanting to speak with that particular doctor who performed his surgical procedure. And for whatever reason, like I said, just walked into, the doctor's office and, unfortunately took those healthcare workers' lives. And they're saying he took his own life as well once police arrived on the scene. So just all in all, just a lot of tragedy,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger that a lot of people have been experiencing as of late. Just because, like I said, of the constant casualties when it comes to shootings and things like that. So I'm just anxious to hear, as a community, even on a federal government level, you know, what are our next steps when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to protecting the innocent, when it comes to protecting our children, because it's just starting to feel like you don't really feel safe anywhere, um, and things like that. You don't know, if you walk out your door, if that'll be the last time, if you spend times with your loved ones, that'll be the last time that you see them. You get in a conflict, with somebody, and things are not necessarily said in the manner which you think they should be said or handled. Um, in a particular fashion, what could possibly transpire next.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe that's something that you and I can look into on a further date and time, like sitting down and having more of an in-depth conversation about gun laws and gun control, and just moving as a nation, as a community, as a people. What do we do to move forward? So definitely our hearts, our prayers go out
Mm-hmm.
to the victims, as well as their families. Because, like I said, this is a time of year, summertime has finally arrived.
Yeah.
This is a time the world is starting to open back up, after we've been on lockdown for about 2.5 years. And so it's just been unfortunate. Like, this is the way that, we're welcoming not only summer, but just like I said, starting to kind of get back in the groove of things, from all things pandemic. So my heart goes out to those who have been affected by these tragedies. And just like I said, me and Shnequia will definitely keep you all um, prayed up on our ends. And I just hope
Mm-hmm.
and pray, for those of you all that do, you own a gun, even if you don't own a gun, like, just educate yourself, and just be cautious of being proactive and not necessarily reactive, in
That
uh,
part.
very cumbersome, very troubling, type of situations.
I definitely agree, cause I feel like every few episodes we have this conversation in our Buzzworthy Topic segment
Yeah,
about some type of tragedy that's going on. Primarily a lot of times shootings.
yeah,
And I just kind of feel like, when is enough gonna be enough? Like, when is it
enough.
gonna end? Just like that basketball player coach, the
Yeah,
basketball coach, where he was like, when is it gonna end? Like, when are we gonna do something? And that's just kind of like where I'm at with it now. Cause I'm honestly just drained
yeah,
emotionally from this. I'm exhausted. Cause I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I might be just so conditioned to having this happen so frequently that it's just like, you think about it, you express your condolences, we say prayers and things like that, and then it's kind of like we move on to the next thing, and then we do this
yeah,
again when another situation happens. So it's just like, I'm just tired. And I just also want to add, I totally echo your sentiments that you were saying before, but definitely knowing when you need to take a break, like
most
take a break
definitely.
from like watching the news or from
Yeah,
social media, because that can be draining too. Because I found myself doing a lot of that, just stepping away, because I needed to do that
yeah,
for my own sanity
I totally
and
agree
mental
with
health,
you.
because it was just too much.
Yeah,
So, like you said, definitely prayers and condolences go out to all the victims, families, and just all the lives that was lost were senseless.
Oh yes.
things,
Oh yes.
especially
Oh
the little
yes.
kids. Like I'm sorry,
Most definitely.
that school. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's just gonna make me mad. But anyway, so I guess it's my turn to
Yes.
talk about what's been buzzworthy in my week. So just on a little bit more of a lighter note, but it's not really light because it's still kind of messy, but you know, whatever. Because I always like to give you celebrity tea. Um, so there's been a lot going on in the celebrity world. You got Johnny Depp and his ex-wife Amber Heard, their whole little situation with their verdict. Then you got just a lot of stuff that's just been going on with different celebrities. But one in particular that I wanted to talk about was Miss NeNe Leakes. Okay. Because we actually, if you remember, Lakeisha, our very first episode of this season was basically about NeNe when we talked
Yes.
about like when it's soon too soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, this is just literally like hot off the press. This happened today. So we discussed in our first episode about how NeNe is in another relationship. Okay,
Right.
so the guy, her boyfriend that she's with, his estranged wife is basically suing NeNe for $100,000 plus. Okay, for basically she blames her for breaking up their marriage and for her husband cheating. And she's basically saying that it caused her emotional distress seeing pictures of them together and on social media, and she just not having it, and she want NeNe to pay for that. And so she taking her to court for that.
Wow.
So first of all, I had to do my research on this because I was like, why is she suing NeNe? Why she ain't trying to
Yeah.
go after her husband? But then I'm just like, when I did research, I saw that North Carolina, which is the state that she lives,
Okay.
that's one of 7 states where that's actually legal to do that. Like if the person
Wow.
has been cheated on,
Mm-hmm.
like whether it's the wife or the husband doing the cheat, like they can sue the person, mistress or whoever, they can sue that other person who basically kind of got in the way of the marriage or
Gotcha.
whatever, allegedly. So that's what they say, that they can do that. So um I don't know how to feel about it because I do like NeNe, but I'm hoping that her boyfriend told her that he wasn't married, because I don't really know what the situation is, because if she was deliberately messing with that man, she wrong. If she know that he was married still, because I know that there are situations where they might be separated and then they decided they want to date other people. I mean, that could be the situation here, but I don't know. It just made me think about that episode of Real Housewives. Remember the reunion episode where NeNe told Kim, "Close your legs to married men."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Might want to follow your advice, but anyway. So yeah, so we'll definitely be following this story
Yeah.
closely
I'm
to
pretty sure in
see.
the next coming weeks, coming months,
Right.
it'll develop more.
Right. And I follow NeNe on Instagram, and she is so like seems to be unbothered by this. She posting like pictures and videos of her and her boyfriend like in her Instagram story. So like I guess, she unfazed by this. She like, I'm a stick by him. So anyway, that's that. All right. Anything else we want to cover before
I
we move
just
on?
wanted to send a shout out.
Okay, who we shouting out?
Want to shout out all of the high school graduates
Oh yeah.
across the nation. Lot of students, like I said, are embarking on the next phase of
Mm-hmm.
their life, whether that's all things college, that's all things military. Some may be taking a gap year, as they explore and get to know more about themselves, and decide, what path they're going to go down. And some students are going directly straight into the workforce. And so, like I said, just wanted to congratulate you all, let you all know how proud that we are of you, and we wish you the most. Wish you the best abundant blessings in this next phase of your life. High school graduation is such an exciting time.
It is.
Um, and it's a moment that you definitely you can't compare it to anything else. Um, you can't take it back. And like I said, with everything going on with the pandemic and us now getting back into sort of a new normal, it's good to see, schools are celebrating their graduates, going back to, some pre-pandemic forms of entertainment and celebration and things like that. So kudos to each and every one of you. I got students who are graduating. One of my high school students actually graduated today, and the rest of them will be walking across that stage on tomorrow. So, like I said, know that we love you, know that we support you,
Yes.
and welcome to young adulthood/adulthood.
Yes. I like to call them emerging adults.
Emerging adults.
That's what I like to call them. But yeah, you know what? I'm glad that you did that shout out, because I had been thinking about that too, and it kind of made me remember the times when like when we graduated from high school, and
Yes.
how we were so excited and kind of
Yeah.
anxious. I know I was a little bit nervous about my next journey in terms of starting college and beyond, but you're right, it is a fun time, and
It's a fun time.
we hope that you all enjoy this time too.
Yes.
Celebrate yourselves, because you achieved such a huge accomplishment.
Yes.
But definitely enjoy this time.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, we ready to move
We
on?
are ready.
All right. So I'm gonna let you, Lakeisha, kind of introduce this one, because this is something a little different for us. But it's gonna be fun. But it's gonna be fun though.
Something a little different, something a little new. So for the most of you all
before we do that, I'm sorry. You want us to give them the title first, like we always do?
Yeah, going to give them the title, cuz.
Okay. So we call this episode "Getting to Know SNL: The Stimulation Game."
Yes.
I bet y'all like, what they got going on? What is that? It ain't what y'all don't get your mind out the gutter if y'all thinking it's something else.
Please do.
It ain't.
Me and my cousin are professional women.
Right. But it is fun. It is a little fun little game we're gonna be doing.
So for those of you all that has been following us for quite some time, and for those of you all that actually may know Shnequia and I personally, y'all know, we usually have this very thought out, organized type of scheme, with episodes with various things and things of that nature. And we just thought, with everything that's going on, that we need to put a spin on it, and do something out of the ordinary. And so I was telling Shnequia that years ago I had purchased this game. It is a card game. Some of you all may actually have it. But the game is by a famous, I would say, influencer in these social media streets. But anyways, it's a great game. I had brought the game at the time I was dating somebody, and just wanted a more creative means of us to get to know one another.
So you did play the game. You did play.
Yeah, I played it.
Okay.
Versus like you're just running the mill, especially like in a first date type of situation, where it can be very awkward if you don't necessarily know much about that person. They don't necessarily know much about you. So this is where this particular card game comes into, it comes in handy. And so it has different scenarios, some what ifs, what would yous. You have to choose that type of thing. And so like I said, some of the questions are definitely fun in nature. And then some of those questions are more scenario based, if you will. So with that being said, that's what Shnequia and I are going to do on this evening. You all are going to get to know us more better when it comes to all things relationships, because that's what the majority of these cards actually are centered around. So we hope that you all enjoy.
Yes. And we also hope that maybe y'all might use some of these questions to kind of spark a discussion in y'all conversation that y'all may have with, your friends or significant others or whatever, or potential significant others. So, yeah. So I can just say I've never heard of this game before, so I'm a little nervous about what's going to be asked. But I'm a trooper, so I'll do it. So
now I will say, for the sake of time, there is a lot of cards in this game. I want to say it's like over 100. So of course, We're not going to be able to go through all of the cards, but I picked out, I thought, some juicy ones that would spark, some good conversations and things like that. So choose the first one.
Make it
Okay, so
good.
this is a fun one, Shnequia. So you've got to
Okay.
choose one, okay?
Okay.
Queso or Rotel dip?
Queso. Only because I
Why?
don't even. Only because I don't know what Rotel dip is.
You don't know what
uh-uh.
Rotel is?
What is that?
Shnequia. Oh my
What is it?
gosh. You've you've had Rotel.
I don't think I have because it doesn't sound familiar to
So
me.
Rotel, a lot of times, like let's say, definitely it's very popular around Super Bowl time. So it's
Okay.
like the dip with the cheese. Nine of 10 times you'll find it made like with ground beef. It has like the Rotel sauce white with the Rotel tomatoes and things like that. It's usually color wise, it gives off kind of like an orangey. The color is more lacking to that, like of a cheese. It looks more like on cheese side versus like queso. Queso, that's more so of the white
Yeah.
dipping sauce. But like I said, Rotel, that has the meat. It has the Rotel potato, not potatoes, tomatoes, the green peppers, that type of things. It's just a little spicy. It's not that spicy, but just a little
No,
spicy.
can't say I've ever had that because it didn't sound familiar. But yes, I
Wow.
rock with my queso
Okay.
dip all the time. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Even
So
I might
you are
get fancy and put a little meat in it sometimes, but yes, I love my queso dip.
okay. I'm a
So
Rotel girl myself, so
okay.
give me some Rotel dip and the scoopers, or some tortilla chips. I'm old school as well, and I'm good to go.
Okay, well next time I see you, we're gonna have to try some.
Rather try some
So
Rotel.
so I can see what it tastes like. Cause I didn't it was the look that you gave me. It's like queso. Like why? I'm like, well, why not queso?
I mean, I like queso as well, but oh man, Rotel.
And how do you spell that? Is it spelled the way I think it's spelled, like Rotel, like Rotell, or is it
So just with one L.
just with one L?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One
Okay.
L.
Well, listeners, viewers, hit us up and let us know if you ever heard of Rotel deal. Because I had never heard of that. I'm sorry. I only knew about queso. That's it.
And I
Salsa.
promise y'all, I just randomly picked that particular card.
Okay.
I just randomly
Okay.
picked it. Okay.
Okay.
So, cuz the fastest way for someone to earn cool points with you is to A, tell the truth no matter what, B, admit when they are wrong, C, make time for you, or D, verbalize the things they like about you.
I gotta just pick one.
Got to pick one. The fastest way for someone to earn cool points with you is to A, tell the truth no matter what, B, admit when they are wrong, C, make time for you, or D, verbalize the things they like about you.
Now, see, this ain't fair. There's not an all of the above.
Nope, it's not.
Because, see, all of those are important to me. But you said the fastest way for
Yes.
them to. I guess I would say the trust. I mean, what is it? Tell the truth. I think the
Yes.
first one,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because honesty is very important to me. Even though I've learned over the years that I haven't always been the best with accepting feedback, but I'm getting better in that area. It's growth, people.
Gotcha.
So I really do appreciate when people tell me the truth. So I think I would
Okay.
go with that one.
Okay.
You
Okay.
sure it wasn't all of the above option?
It was not all of it. I can actually show you the card on camera. It is not. It is not. I
Okay.
I think for me, the fastest way for someone to earn cool points with me would probably be B. Um, if something has gone wrong or they did something wrong, or you fumbled a bag in a sense, just admit that you're wrong. At the end of the day, we're all humans. None of us are perfect. And especially at our age, although I do know of old fools, and those that are out there still playing games and things like that, to me, it just comes to a point like, when do you grow up and mature? Because failure is not bad. I don't necessarily look at it that way anymore. Like there's learning if you look at it from that context. There's various things and various avenues in which you can learn and
Mm-hmm.
move forward from a particular situation. So, you know, if you've wronged somebody, or like I said, you know, maybe you stated that you were going to do something and for whatever reason you never got around to doing it, just admit it, own up to that. Don't offer up excuses, because you're not being genuine. You're not necessarily owning the fact uh, that you fell short. And like I said, just sit in that thing. And my hope is that, you know, if the incident occurs again or before it occurs again, that you've learned the lesson beforehand to prevent it from happening again. So you want to earn cool points with Lakeisha, admit when you're wrong. Don't be trying to play games. Don't be trying to slide to second base. Don't be trying to move on to the next combo. Like, let's talk about this thing. You know, let's get
Yeah.
down to the nitty gritty. And that may be uncomfortable for a lot of people, because you are opening yourself up to be judged. You're allowing yourself to be transparent and vulnerable. But like I said, if somebody loves you, they trust you, they support you at the end of the day, although they're going to still sit up here and hold you accountable and you still may make them feel a certain type of way, you're going to gain a much greater respect for them compared, like I said, if you were trying to lie about the situation. So
Yeah.
that's my stance.
Which is why I was saying, and kind of in a lot of ways, kind of about being very important to me, because
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like without honesty and truth, like I just don't feel like we can have an effective relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's kind of like what I was talking about in the last episode when we did about ghosting, like just
Mm-hmm.
letting me know up front like what's kind of the situation, so that way
Exactly.
I wouldn't be like having any, playing any guessing
Yeah.
games or having any doubts or whatever. Just the way to win me over, the very quickest way to do that, tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Tell
Tell
the
the
truth.
truth.
All right. You ready for the next question?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It says, what level of presence on social media do you think is necessary for a relationship? A, as much as possible. If you're proud, flaunt it. B, occasional good times, but that's it. C, just enough to make it clear that you're taken. Or D, out of sight, out of mind, no presence.
I'm battling between B and C. What, read B and C to me again?
Okay. B reads occasionally good times, but that's it. And then C states just enough to make it clear that you're taken.
I'm gonna go with B, because I feel like, because I know, I'm just thinking about whenever I post on social media. Because I'm not a big poster. Like I don't post every minute of my life
Mm-hmm.
on social media. Like I don't be posting when I'm driving down the street and listen to music. But I know plenty of people that do that, and that's no shade to them, because some people just like to be seen like that, on social media. Oh my God,
Yes.
why you laughing? I'm just saying,
I
literally no
know.
shade. But some people like it, and I know people that's like that. But for me, like whenever I post, I just post like I have to have a feeling. Like
Yeah.
sometimes maybe if I'm going out, with friends or whatever, or even if there's something fun that I'm doing, I
Mm-hmm.
might want to share that, just to let you know, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm living life, whatever. But so I feel like that would be what I would translate to in a relationship too. Just like give you just enough to just kind of let you know, like, hey, we having fun, this is who I'm with, and that's it. So that's all you need, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Occasionally, yep. What about you?
Okay. A level of presence necessary for a relationship on social media. Um, I agree with you, because for me it'd probably be occasionally good times, um, with a little bit of D, because if you know me, I don't really have a heavy presence on social media, and things like that, and that's done intentionally. My life is my life as I feel, and I share what it is that I want to share um, with people, in these social media streets and vice versa. I don't necessarily think that everybody should have access to my life and what it is that I have going on. Like I said, if you know me or you want to get to know me, um, then do just that. But I'm not the type of person that's going to always be putting out very intricate, very intimate details about myself, because I have seen that work for some people and some couples. And I've also seen that cause havoc for others. So I would definitely, let you know that I am taken and things like that when I do get into a relationship. But at the same time, it's not like I'm going to be the individual. And I also would love to be with a partner that's not both of us of the same mindset. We ain't going to be posting every 5 minutes, what it is that we're doing. Because once again, that's not everybody's business.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. And I think I said this in a previous episode too. Whenever I see couples doing that,
Mm-hmm.
posting a lot, and it's like they give us so much, and then it's like when they break up, we don't get anything. I want to know what happened. I've been invested this whole time since y'all been together. Please let me know what happened. You shared everything else, so share how y'all broke up. But yeah, just a little bit, just enough.
Just enough.
Mm-hmm. Just enough. That was a good question.
Good question. Ooh. Next question reads, your biggest pet peeve about modern day relationships. Is it A, social media pretending, B, strong fallback games, C, text messages are the new deep conversations,
Oh,
or D, reverse gender roles? Y'all, these some good questions.
they are, and it could be so many different answers because I feel ways about multiple answers on there. The texting one does it for me.
Okay, text messages are the new
Uh-huh,
deep conversation.
because anybody who knows me knows that. I mean, I do like the text because I'm not really a phone person a lot. And that's primarily because of the type of work that I do, because I talk all day. And sometimes at the end of the day, I get tired of hearing my own voice. So I don't want to hear anybody else's. However,
Dang.
if it is a new relationship, or like I'm trying to develop with someone,
Mm-hmm.
or if it's a situation where we're together in a relationship, I want to talk to you sometimes.
Gotcha.
It doesn't necessarily have to be on the phone. We can do a video call. They have video apps,
Yeah.
Duo, WhatsApp, so many things.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily feel that I can really deeply get to know you through texting. And that's part of my issues that I have with a lot of these dating apps, because a lot of my experiences on there, that's all they want to do is just message. They don't want to take it further by calling on the phone or doing a video call or whatever have you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, it's different if, I'm seeing you pretty frequently, daily, whatever have you, then maybe I wouldn't necessarily feel it's like we got to talk every day, so to
Yeah.
speak, on the phone. But if I'm not seeing you at all and we're not making any plans in the near future to see each other, why are you just texting me? Because texting can be really misinterpreted
It
a lot.
can.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really see how you feel about a situation when we're talking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want to really see your face. I want to look at your nonverbals. Because I'm a big nonverbal
Mm-hmm.
person too. And so, like, if I can't see that, that's a problem for me. So for me, it would be the texting being a new
Okay.
form of communication. Like, I just want balance. Like, you can text me good morning, beautiful. I do like that. good morning, beautiful, your good evening. You can do all of that or whatever, but it's, oh my God, Keith. No, I'm saying I do like that. But I'm just saying, like, don't let that be the sole form of communication. Even if you want to just pick up the phone and be like, hey, just calling real quick just to see how your day was. You know what I'm saying? Or how's your evening going? Or so, like, let me know you care. I think text is just a cop out, honestly. Just an easy way to get out of talking. But anyway, that's just me.
Okay. Well, cuz I would have to agree with you. That's one of my big pet peeves when it comes to relationships. And I think a lot of that, I'm the opposite of you. So I actually love to talk. Um, and I prefer phone calls, to be honest with you. I think there's a time and a place for text messages, and I think you stated that also in your response as well. But I am the type of person, even after I have had a long day at work and things of that nature, I want to hear your voice. It's just something about um the bass in your voice, your intonation. You can hear, your ebbs and flows and all of that kind of
Okay, it's the
um
tone.
yes, and you don't necessarily get that through text messages. Like, we know we have emojis, we have memes, we got gifts, so on and so forth. But it's nothing like hearing, that voice on the other end of that phone. um and then you put a voice with a face, you do a video chat, it definitely at times can take it, to a whole nother level and things of that nature. So I'm the type, if you need to we need to talk about something that's deep, and especially if the message is like I would say 3 sentences, it's not something that I want to sit up here and read in no text message. We need to talk about the situation, preferably meet face to face. But if we can't meet face to face, like I said, I understand a phone call, but I don't want to be having no real serious convos with somebody in text messages, because as you stated, Shnequia, things can get miscommunicated quite easily, and things like that. A lot of us, especially if we've taken some type of course or some type of training when it comes to communication. For some people, if you put an exclamation point, some people will interpret that as, you're screaming, you're yelling
Mm-hmm.
at them. If you write things in all caps, that may come off to some people, or why they're angry. Does she have an attitude? What did I do? That type of thing. And it may not necessarily be just that. So, like I said, to me, it just makes things so much easier for you to pick up a phone and talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about. But like I said, I also understand that there are times where um, texting it makes more sense than just having a conversation. Hey, stopping by Chick-fil-A, babe, do you want me to pick you up something? That type of thing. I don't necessarily need to be on the phone with you to have a conversation like that. But, let's say you had a bad day of work, or maybe you're contemplating like a major life decision. Like, that's not a dialogue that we need to be talking about through text messaging. We either need to meet up, or we need to get on this phone and get to talking. So that's my
Mm-hmm.
stance about that particular scenario.
And also, don't be WYDing me to death either. Like that's a pet peeve of mine too in texting. Like, and for those that may be a little seasoned in age, WYD means what you
What you
doing.
doing?
That's what that means. And especially when that is basically how every text conversation is started. Like, that just, oh my goodness,
Yes.
just makes me cringe just thinking about
Yes.
it. And
Yes.
then just my luck, I'll probably get a WYC text from someone just to be petty. But I just, oh, that just makes me cringe like no other. But anyway,
Oh
please
gosh.
kind of ease up on that,
Ease up on
people.
that.
Yeah, ease up
Okay.
on that. Yeah.
All right. So the next card that I pull, it simply states, what movie is most likely to make you cry, but you'll still watch it again? A, The Notebook. B, Hardball. C, Armageddon, or D, The Lion King?
It's a cross between the Lion King and the Notebook for me. But if I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with the Lion King. Cause Lion King had some not scary. It had some sad moments in
It
there, especially when
did.
Mufasa died.
Yeah.
That does make me tear.
Yeah.
That does make me tear up. And I know that I am a grown adult, but that still to this day tears me up. And it teared me up as a child, but it does it still today. So I think
Okay.
that would be mine.
For me, it would be C, Armageddon. And these present generations may not necessarily know the movie Armageddon.
That's
But
Tom Hanks, right? Wasn't he in that movie?
yes, so
Okay.
that's about the meteors hitting the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And he sacrificed his own life. I think one of the contraptions end up getting damaged or something, and so in order to, I guess, blow up the rest of the meteors that was heading towards Earth, he was gonna have to, set it off or whatever. And he ended up passing. Like I said, he sacrificed his own life to save Earth, and his daughter was getting married to one of the guys who worked on the oil rig with him. And at first, he didn't like him, and then they have their moment, on the moon before he decides to push him back into the spaceship and send him back home and things like that. But it's such a tearjerker for me. I'm a hopeless romantic in a sense, so the you see the developing relationship between Tom Hanks and the young lady that plays his daughter, and like I said, the other young man that plays the rigman. But like I said, just to think like it too, when she says "daddy," like the last time when there's a scene. I think she's in the, oh my gosh. She's in, I think they're at NASA and they pull up all the screens and she has her last conversation with her father. Before he makes, he decides, to do what he does. And that pulls at my heartstrings like all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
as much as I've watched Armageddon, and I've probably watched it over 20 plus times, I always bawl like a baby when those scenes come up. So yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch Armageddon again. I think
Yeah.
it's been a long time. Have I ever
Yes.
seen that movie?
You've probably seen it. You
I
probably just
feel like
forgot
I
though.
have because it came out like the 90s, didn't
It
it?
did. Yep.
I feel like I have, but because I knew that Tom Hanks was in it, but
Hmm.
okay. So he died in the movie, his character.
Not Tom Hanks. I'm sorry. It's not Tom Hanks. It's Bruce Bruce uh Bruce Willis who stars in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
But I
it's
thought Tom
Bruce.
Hanks was in that too.
It's not
Oh,
Tom Hanks.
okay. Well, then
Yep,
I ain't
it's
never seen it. Because I thought it was Tom Hanks.
it's
Honestly.
Bruce. So basically, NASA hires. Basically, like I said, they work on an oil rig out in the ocean, and so NASA basically brings them in and trains them to become astronauts in order to go up, like I said, into this to space in order to basically destroy these meteors, that's going to take out Earth. Um, and things like that. But it's one of my favorite movies. But like I said, definitely a tearjerker. I'm shocked that this card did not have Titanic
That's what I was just
on
thinking. I
it.
was like, why would it not have Titanic on
Yeah,
there?
because Titanic definitely would have been up there for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I was a little shocked by that.
Okay. Okay. So next card, cuz reads: a
Okay.
girl is carrying groceries in, and her man holds the door for her.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say about him? A, he's a gentleman. B, he has no home training since he didn't grab the groceries from her. C, he's misogynistic for assuming she needs help. Or D, he's a unicorn because guys don't hold doors.
It's A and B for me. Um, it's a part of me that wants to go with B because I feel
Mhm.
like yes, you did open the door for me, you held the door for me, but why didn't you pick up the groceries? But didn't they call them? No, it wasn't misogynistic. That was C. But didn't they call them something for not doing that? The inconsiderate or something like that?
It just says girl carrying groceries in. Her man holds the door for her. What does that say about him?
No, but what was B? Because it was saying something about.
So B says he has no home training since he didn't grab the groceries from
Well,
her.
see, I don't know if I don't like the term about home training, but I would expect him to grab the groceries too. Yes, you held the door, but like, especially if it's a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I could see if it might be just like 2 bags or something. But if I got like the whole store, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I got stuff for us, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, my dude, you could grab some
Yeah.
groceries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with you because I actually wouldn't add any more on to that explanation. Like, thank you. However, to me, it would have been more appropriate for you to get the bags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to each his own, because I'm pretty sure, somebody else would probably answer it totally different.
Mm-hmm. Some people be like, why he's just assuming that I
Yeah.
need help. I'm a strong woman. You know how some people be doing this. I ain't got time. No, yes, we can be independent and strong or whatever, but still, I like chivalry.
Embrace your feminine energy.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So it'll be B for me.
Okay. Now this one gonna make you think a little bit. So it says, name one thing people would look at you and never guess that you were into. And it said examples. It could be type of music, TV shows, etc. But it can be anything. So if a person was to look at you, what is something that they would never guess that you were into?
That does make me think.
And it could be anything.
Probably, and this probably doesn't sound juicy at all. But actually there's 2 things.
Okay.
One is that I love dancing. A lot of people wouldn't think that about me. Like, I love dancing.
Okay.
And I'm not just talking about the hoochie coochie twerking dance. I mean, I do like to engage in that from time to time when it's appropriate and the time is right. However, I like a nice choreographed dance, because I used to do that like back in the day, like just, I would study music videos, like whenever they would have like a choreographed routine.
Yes.
I would mimic it and study it and, be able to do the routine myself. Because I never forget, I actually did that for a talent show that we had at a job that I was working at many, many years ago. They had a talent show like for the staff, and it was me and like 2 of my other female coworkers.
Okay.
And we did a medley dance routine. It was like variety of different songs. And I remember one song in particular that we did a dance to, and that was Beyonce's Single Lady. So that tells you how long it was, how long ago it was. Okay, and so I remember actually studying that video, watching Beyonce's dance moves, and I basically taught them, my coworkers, the dance routine. And mind you, we came in second place in that routine for that talent show. We came in second place. No, so we had a trophy and everything. I mean, we should have won, but whatever. But I'm not bitter.
No tea.
I'm not bitter. But we came in second place. So I would say dancing. A lot of people don't know that I like to dance. And then the second thing, I am a hip hop fiend. Like I really do. Yeah. I really do like my rap, my hip hop. Like, I like that. I just do. I can't really describe it. Like, I think that shows a different side of me, a more aggressive side. Because people think I'm more, kind and really mellow and stuff like that, which I am, but I know how to turn up. I know how to get down. So those would be my 2. I know it's not juicy, like I said, but I think those would be things people would be surprised about.
I think something that people don't necessarily know about me and they would be shocked um is I love opera. I love all things Broadway. So if you ever want to impress me, you ever want to gift me anything outside of wigs and dresses from Ross's and shoes from Torrid,
You
if
hear
you
that? You
were
hear that, guys? You hear that?
take me to a Broadway musical, take me to an opera, you got me. I grew up, that's what I studied doing undergraduate. I fell in love. I've been involved in plays and choirs and all of that good stuff since I was a youngster. And so it is an art form that I take great pleasure in, and I love introducing it to others, especially my students. And so, like I said, that's one thing about me that I think a lot of people do not know, is that I really, really, really do have a love, I have a passion for musicals, for theater, for opera, and things like that. I study the scores, I study costume, makeup, all of that great stuff. Even how they move around the stage and things like that. Because, like I said, I did all of that stuff in undergraduate. So it just tickles my heart, tickles my fancy when it
Do you know
comes
how to
to
yodel?
now that I do not know how to do. No,
Okay, I was just thinking since you had mentioned about opera, I would be like, that'd be
nah.
dope if you knew how to yodel.
Nope. But this year I've seen Hamilton, which was fantastic, by the way. So for those of you all that you have yet to see Hamilton, you need to check it out in a city near you. It was awesome, 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 awesome. Everything that everybody's ever said about Hamilton, it was well worth it. Also seen Anastasia, and didn't necessarily think that I was going to get into Anastasia, and it did. It caused a lot of conversation. Like I said, I took my students to see it. It was a great opportunity for us to dive deeper into some dialogue afterward because it left a lot of open-ended questions. Um, Once the play ended, I would have to say my favorite opera by far is Porgy and Bess. Um,
Really?
Love, oh my God, I love Porgy and Bess. So, like I said, outside of wigs and dresses and shoes, you wanna impress me, you wanna get to know me, take me to a Broadway musical. Let's go sit at an opera, and things like that.
Hmm. You know, I was thinking that's just such a contrast between us. Like you like opera, I like the trap
Yeah.
music. So it's like Broadway play, hole in the wall trap club, just whatever. I just I'm loving this because I'm like, wow.
But you know
Yeah.
what, cousin? When I used to teach, I actually would take what I had learned during my program, and I would modernize it for my students. So I remember we had a Black History program, and all of them were challenged to come up. So basically, they had to take like an event, a significant event from the civil rights movement, and recreate it in modern day terms. So how do you think that that would have looked, at that particular time? And this was back, I would say, early 2000s, things of that nature. But I'll never ever forget, I had a group of guys at the time that I was teaching. We reenacted the Rosa Parks sitting on the bus, and like I said, they took what we had learned and studied, and we basically did a hip opera. So we
Oh,
had
y'all
some
did a remember that? Remember Carmen, the
yeah,
play that Beyonce
and
was
that's what
in?
I actually based it off. That's what I taught them from. So, like I said, taking different genres of music, although you may not necessarily appreciate it, you may not necessarily get it, but just having a respect, and an appreciation, for those artists and what it is that they do, and then people also having a respect and an appreciation, vice versa, for the next type of genre of music. So, A lot of times we may think that we have a lot of things, we don't have similar things in common, and then you kind of find out, especially with music crosses over
It
in so
does.
many different sectors. And
It does.
regardless of the genre, one thing I can say about all music, whether it's hip hop, rap, R&B, bluegrass, country, pop, whatever, in some context, some form of fashion, it speaks in its own way to each and every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
does. And that
Okay.
just reminds me of that episode we did about music last
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Need to
Oh
check that
yeah.
out if y'all haven't already.
Okay. 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 All right. Next question. Name the best duo. So fries and ketchup. B. Cereal and milk. C. Books and wine. D. B and Yonsei.
Who? What was that last one? They talking about Beyonce?
That's what it say. B and Aunt.
Oh, they try to make a little jokey joke there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. I do love my cereal and milk, but then I also like fries and ketchup. Depends on the mood that I'm in. Um, I know.
Choices.
I think I'm gonna go with the cereal and milk primarily because that can go for any time of day. Because sometimes I eat cereal and milk at night,
Okay.
so I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. So sometimes it serves as breakfast, sometimes as a snack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
if I just want me a snack or something, yeah. I get some
Okay.
cereal milk. Give me some Honey Nut Cheerios with some milk. Yes,
I
yes,
hear
yes.
you. I hear you. I hear you. Well, your girl is more of a books and wines type of lady. I love to read. I love to read, and it really doesn't necessarily matter what type of book it is. And then also, I do enjoy a good glass of wine as well.
What you be
I
drinking on, Keisha?
I'm a Stella Rose.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah, I love Stella Rose. I'm not
I
gonna
do
even sit up
too.
here and lie to
That
anybody.
peach go hard though. It do.
Peach goes hard.
Yes, it
The
does.
black goes
Oh
hard.
yes.
Um, I have now in my refrigerator a golden. I don't know what it's called. It's the golden peach that Stella Rose has out. That is really really good. Um, as well as the blueberry. Somebody just put me on to
Never
blueberry.
had the blueberry.
Honey, it is delicious. It
Is
tastes
it
just
actually blue? Like it's blue?
yeah, it has like that dark plum color to it, but it actually tastes like you're biting into a blueberry. That's the crazy thing
Mm.
about it. But I love to read, especially during this time of season. So getting out on my back porch, putting my legs in the chair, putting on some soft jazz music in the background, and have my cup of wine and got a good book in hand. So that's me
Any
all day.
any books in particular that you reading right now?
Not necessarily. Like I said, I read everything and anything. So just whatever it is that catches my interest, to be honest, with you. And when I get, in the mood I want to buy a book, honestly, I basically Google, what's the bestsellers, right now, and then read the reviews from readers who've read it before, and then from there, a lot of times I'll make my selection, and then I'm like, I see why they are bestsellers because this was good. It's a really really good read.
That's what's up.
Yep, yep, yep. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, cuz one's gotta stay. One's gotta stay. A week with no shower. B, a month with no phone. C, a year without bay. Or D, a lifetime without new shoes.
That one's gotta stay.
One's gotta stay.
Read them again.
A week with no shower.
That's a
B,
negative. So that's already that ain't
okay. B, a month with no phone. C, a year without bay. Or D, a lifetime without new shoes.
What if you ain't got no bae? Because I feel like I could answer this
Mm,
on C. Because like I ain't got nobody. But then if I did have someone, No, I won't. Because I'm thinking about people that date people in the military. They might not necessarily see them.
Yeah.
But what do they mean by a year with no bae? Does that mean like no communication at all? Like not seeing them? Like you could talk to them, but you can't see them. That's a
But see,
little
that's the
vague for
great thing
me.
about this card game, because it gets you
That's a
thinking.
little vague for me.
Yeah.
No, because I want me some new shoes, so that ain't gonna work either. What was B again?
B was a month with no phone.
Because I have people I need to talk to. I guess I would have to go with C because, like I said, and I'm only speaking that from terms of how things are in my life right now.
Gotcha.
Because that's the easiest for me. Yeah.
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 For me, a lifetime without shoes. I love shoes. A month with no phone. Ooh. One's gotta stay. A year without bae. I'll probably say a month with no phone, because with all the advances that we have in technology now, there's so many other means that you can contact people. So I don't necessarily need a phone to do that. Like I can have my tablet, that type of
Oh yeah,
thing.
that is true.
There's other ways
That
to
is
get around having a physical phone. Now it would be more convenient because, of course, the phone is smaller, and it's easier for me to
true. Okay,
take
well I'm
it.
gonna change. I'm gonna
It's
change.
easier for me to take it, from place A to place B and things of that nature. But I don't
Okay, then I'm gonna
necessarily think
change. Then I'm gonna change.
you gonna change.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with B because I didn't even think about that because I was like, yeah, I could use an iPad because it would do the exact same thing. I
Same
could use to
thing. It
communicate,
does.
yeah,
Yeah.
or a tablet, like you said. Okay, I'm gonna go with B.
Yeah.
But C is easy because that's currently where I am in my life right now. But anyway,
Okay. Well, let's do two more.
okay.
Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. So, what is your theory on phone privacy during a relationship? Is it A, what privacy? A, no privacy, lurking is life. B, don't ask to see my phone and I won't ask to see yours. C, go looking for dirt. You're going to find it. Or D, we can trade phones for a day and it wouldn't even bother me.
I'm gonna go with D because I ain't got nothing to hide.
Okay.
I don't have nothing to hide. And I feel like if I got alert through your phone, that means I don't trust you. And if I don't trust you, then I don't need to be with you. So, like I said, I don't have nothing to hide, so it'll be D for me.
D for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thing too. I'm like you, cuz you not gonna really find nothing in my phone. Check social media, check what it is that you want to. I don't have necessarily anything to hide. Just like you, I am a big proponent. I've heard the elderly individuals in our community say, you go looking for dirt,
I'm gonna
9 out of 10
find it.
times you are going to find it. So you have to be prepared for how you're going to handle it, handle when that does occur. Because 9 out of 10 times it's going to happen. And a lot of times we're not prepared for what we discover in this process. So you got to know you got to know yourself, and things like that. But if I was in a relationship, hey, he wanted to trade phones, here you can have at it. So it is what it is.
All right, last question. Make it good.
Make it good.
Yeah.
Ooh. All of these are really good though. That's the thing. Okay. Biggest pet peeve during an argument is a person who A, deflects blame, B, flips the script on you, C, ignores you, or D, tries to make jokes at the wrong time.
What was A?
Deflects blame.
That one. That'd be my pet peeve, because I feel like in an argument, it's two people that's arguing, and I don't think that that is fair to not own up to your part that you played in the argument. To me, that's the fastest way to kind of like tear down communication for me, because I feel like we both play a part in this, so we both should be willing to communicate that and figure out some type of common ground to work this out. So that would be mine.
For me, I would have to say C. Shaniqua, just like you stated, when we're in conflict, it's two or more individuals involved in that conflict. And so once again, I just feel like, we should try to handle things as mature and as adult like as possible. And so my thing is, when you're talking, when you're speaking, and when you're trying to help me to better understand your point of view, and I'm giving you my all, I'm being attentive, I'm not disrupting you, I'm not lashing out on you and things of that nature. I'm trying to remain calm. And yet when it's my turn to communicate my thoughts or my feelings about the situation, you pulling out the phone. If a call may come through, you may actually answer the phone call. You may seem disinterested in the conversation. And that's just you just giving off just nonverbals by your body language, and things like that. So to me, that's like a sign of disrespect for me. And so that would be one of the quickest ways for me to lose interest um, when it comes to being in an argument or a confrontation with somebody, just to simply just out ignore me. Like I said, it's like you don't respect me, and you don't respect what it is that I have to say. And so, like I said, at that point, it's time to, if you haven't already given thought beforehand about the status of your relationship, you definitely probably want to put some thought into it. If y'all happen to make it or come to some type of concession towards the end.
Very true.
Very true. Very true.
Oh
Very
my
true.
goodness, this was fun. I kind of don't want it to end, but we don't want to
Yes.
bore the listeners and the viewers with. Hopefully, y'all aren't bored, because I found this
We
to be
hope. We hope
quite
y'all out.
entertaining. I got
You
to
want to
know a
do
little.
just you want to do just one more?
Yeah, we can.
Just one more. One more. Okay. Oh, now this is a good one, y'all. This is a good one. So, Shaniqua, you basically got to rank these in order from least to greatest.
Okay.
Okay. So, most important from least to greatest. Is it A, your money, B, love, C, peace of mind, D, family? So, those are the
Okay, I'm
categories you
gonna
got to,
write this down. I'm gonna write this
okay?
down. So you said money.
Money, love, peace of mind,
Okay.
family.
And you said from least
To
to greatest?
greatest. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I would say I would put money least, because I feel like money, I don't need to be rich. You know what I'm saying? I want to be comfortable, be able to get the things that I need. So I will put that last. That'd be
Okay.
least. And then I would say love, and then I'm trying to, it's a toss up between peace of mind, because I want peace of mind. That's important. But then family is important too. So I'm gonna go with money, love, peace of mind, and family.
Okay.
That'd be
Okay.
mine.
For me, money would definitely be the least. I'm just like you. I don't necessarily have to be rich um, to be happy, or to feel like I'm a success. So that would be the least on my list. Number two, ooh, these are hard. It's a difficult decision because I love love. I would probably say number two would be love.
Okay.
Three, I would probably say family. Um, and the reason being, as much as I love my family, I'm talking about overall. Um, Sometimes family can cause you some headache, some heartache, and some grief, um, and things of that nature. So sometimes you may have to put a little bit of space, a little distance between y'all. But at the same time, at the end of the day, we still family, still love each other. Um, and nothing's happened in my family for y'all that may be thinking that like, what in the world is going down? Nothing like that. But also, the older that I get, the reason why I put peace of mind first, um, is there have been times in my life, and still I'm learning now. A lot of times I feel like I put other people ahead of me, whether that's family, that's friends, that's coworkers, it's students, etc. And I don't necessarily take care of myself in the manner in which I should do. And so I am learning at the end of the day. As a former coworker told me many years ago, you cannot put a price on peace. And so I am learning that. I am learning to appreciate being in that space, telling people no and not feeling guilty when I need to take some time out for myself and reflect and meditate, um, and things of that nature. And I feel like it puts me in a better headspace,
Mm-hmm.
to be a better version of me moving forward so that I can continue to do the work that I do on a daily basis. So, once again, for me, money, love, family, then peace of mind.
It's good. Like I said, I was kind of battling back and forth between the peace of mind and family, but I think I went with family at the end only because like my family is very important to me because I
Yeah.
don't have a big family. So my family is everything. And I feel like, my family doesn't really cause me a lot of stress. Not saying that yours does or anybody else's, but I don't necessarily get that from my family. Because I feel like long as I know that I'm good and that they're good, to me that gives me the peace of mind that I need. So that's how I ranked it like that.
Gotcha. And like I said, not that me and my family are going through anything, because we're not. We're not. I just think about overall, like over the years, the good, bad, and the ugly. There comes a point, like I said, sometimes we have to, like I said, think about you,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're going to need, to move forward or just to be in a better space and things like that. And like I said, that doesn't mean, I tell my students that all the time, it doesn't mean that you don't love or that you don't support any people, the people that are around you, like you do. It's just saying that, hey, I need to love on myself more. I'm giving more to you than I'm not necessarily giving to me. And so in order for me to be the best version of me, I need to, take a step back from you, because being up all on you, at times, like I said, is actually um, hurting me and things like that. And so, like I said, for me, it's more so at this point in my life, this phase of my life, it's more so about having a peace of mind,
Mm-hmm.
um, and protecting my peace. And that's just not family, that's for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's friends, like I said, that's from work, potential relationships and things like that. If you don't take care of yourself, then who will? Especially for those of us who are single, and we don't necessarily have partners and things like that. So, I'm very much protective, of myself compared to the younger version of me, when I kind of just let just any and everybody up in my space, just because I was a people pleaser and didn't want to upset anybody and make anybody mad. But I'm at a point in my life now, like I said, um, definitely more selective, with
Right.
regards to who I have around me. And like I said, if I get an inkling that you are going to disturb what it is that I got going on, then I'm not going to be mean about it. I'm not going to be hateful. I don't feel like I have to put up a front and lash out. It's just better for us to part ways, because at the end of the day, I love me and I'm going to do whatever it is to protect myself.
I agree.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you all for taking time out of y'all day to learn a little bit more about Shnequia and myself. I mean, we could have gone on for several more minutes, probably even a couple of more hours. Like I said, this game, um, very, very, very fun. It's actually called the Mentally Stimulate Me game by Derek Jackson. If you're wondering what card game we were actually plan on tonight, and things of that nature. But like I said, thank you all for taking time out to get to know us on a more intimate, more personal level. We hope that you all enjoyed us. If you want to see more content like
Mhm.
this, by all means, drop, hit us up in the DM, send us an email, that type of thing, because we definitely want to make sure that we are appealing to our followers and to our audience. But as always, before we end any episode, we have what we like to call an insightful moment. And so, without further ado, cuz I'm gonna let you kick it off.
Okay. You know. Okay. So this time we have an insightful moment by one of our newer listeners. Her name's Mickey, and she actually sent in it's a quote, but it's actually in another language. I think it's in Spanish. So I'm not even gonna try to butcher it in Spanish because I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I can translate it, what it means. So basically what she submitted was what you do today can improve all of your mornings. So what you do today can improve all of your mornings.
I like that.
Yes. So thank you, Mickey,
Thank you.
for submitting that. And when I tell you Mickey supports us, I often will not retweet because we're not on Twitter, but what is it, repost or whatever.
Yes.
I'll do it in our stories because she always will take pictures of a screenshot of her listening to us on I think she listens to us on Apple Music or something like that. But always, I'm she's one of our biggest supporters. And
thank you.
She's a cool person because I met her recently. She's very nice. So thank you, Mickey, for that.
Yes.
So that was our insightful moment. And like Lakesha said, you can submit an insightful moment at any time. It can be a poem, it can be a lyric, it can be Bible scriptures because we get a lot of those. We want to hear from you. So just anything that can be uplifting to someone else. And like Lakesha was saying before, definitely make sure to like and follow Insightful Conversations with SNL on our Facebook and our Instagram pages. We can be found at Insight Combo WSL. And please don't forget to also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And go ahead and like this video if you haven't already done so. Also, you can definitely listen to us on all major podcast platforms. So you can watch us and you can listen to us. Whatever your preferences are, we got you. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I had for this evening. Did you have anything else, Lakesha, you want to share?
Nothing else, cuz.
Okay, but this really was a fun episode.
I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed this.
And y'all, I have to give props where props is due. This was Shnequia's idea. We actually had another topic that we were going to talk about, but I think with everything that's going on in the world, there's enough, of the emotional, mental type of, thematic episodes that we have done. So thank you, cuz, for suggesting.
You're welcome.
Suggesting this, and luckily I just had the game. Like I said, just been sitting here for years on the table.
Okay, right. So now it's been put to use. But yes, thank y'all so much for tuning in, listening, watching us. And until the next time, we hope that y'all are doing well out there. Y'all continue to live y'all best lives.
Yes.
And just continue to love each other, because we're going through some hard times right now, but definitely make sure that we're loving each other, because love is everything. So take care of yourselves, okay? All right. Well, y'all take care.
Bye.
Peace.